Well, let's focus on Manchester United with Clinton and with Dave. Bruno Fernandes has been available and featured in 308 out of the 325 games since joining United in January 2020. How do they cope without him?
I don't think they can cope without him. I think he's a special player. He goes under the radar, Bruno Fernandes. I think he's a top player. I think a lot of people are so critical of him because he throws his arms in the air and stuff like that. But that record you just said there, Rob, testament to himself, how he looks after himself day in, day out, does his proper training, and he's been fortunate enough. But you saw yesterday, as soon as he never really picked up injuries, as soon as he stopped and John McGinn kicked the ball out of play, he still continued, though, for 5-6 minutes. So I think most Man United fans will be hoping that it's not as bad and maybe it's just a little tweak and he could be back in a couple of weeks because they are going to need him in this busy period because I don't think listen, Mason Mount's a top player, but can he drop into that midfield and do the job Bruno Fernandes? I'm not quite sure of it, so I think it's a huge blow for them. He's the captain, he's the leader, and when they need him sometimes, he produces, like last week, the big free kick against Bournemouth. So, as I said, fantastic player, and they will miss him.
It is a step into the unknown for United at the moment. Over the last 5 years, as an outfield player, only James Tarkowski has played more minutes than Bruno Fernandes. His durability is absolutely astonishing, really, for a player in his position as well, for the ground that he covers, for the way he has lifted up that Manchester United side since he joined the club. So it's a step into the unknown because these players around him have not had to deal with a situation where they turn around and Bruno Fernandes isn't there.
Well, interesting as well that you mentioned when we were talking about January for United that one of the key areas to look at might be a defensive midfielder, and you said, well, how do some of those United midfielders cope without Bruno? Even with him there, someone like Agate struggled again yesterday.
Yeah, his Premier League record, it's really not very nice. I think in the last 9...
You're being nice.
That's very polite, Dave.
Not very nice.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. I think in the last 9 games that he has started, Manchester United have failed to win. So 0 wins, 1 draw, 8 games lost and 16 goals conceded. Obviously, he came in for Casemiro, who was suspended for the game against Aston Villa. And you can... This is the one, really, where you want your midfielder to turn and carry the ball forward, but he's caught in possession. The speed of thought is a little bit slower, and Villa are able to counter-attack on that occasion. And really, his passing range isn't particularly suited to that defensive midfield position. There was one point in that first half where he simply booted the ball out of play when he was trying to make a switch. This is the one I'm talking about here. And it feels a little bit unreliable, him, in terms of his passing range in that single run. Maybe he could move forward. He did move forward against Aston Villa yesterday when Lisandro Martinez came on and he played as the deepest midfielder. But with Casemiro back, maybe from United's perspective, they go, well, let's move Mason Mount in there. Maybe Kobbie Mainoo, we're not sure on his fitness for the next game. But there's possibilities there for Ruben Amorim to replace Bruno Fernandes.
Interesting, you touched on Kobbie Mainoo there, who was absent with injury yesterday. We did see Jack Fletcher and young Shea Lacey come onto the field, but in and around some interesting comments from Ruben Amorim about the academy. He's saying the players sometimes forget about what it means to play for Manchester United. We as a club sometimes forget who we are, and that's the feeling I have. I understand everything is the environment, is the moment of the players, the kids, they feel entitled. Do you think that is aimed in particular at Kobbie Mainoo, or is that a general point from Ruben Amorim?
No, I think it's just a general point. I think, and 2 of the youngsters who are out on loan must have posted stuff on social media as well after it.